Hi guys, welcome back to Origami Twist. My name's Jen and today's video is day 9 of the Daily December Challenge. That's right, 31 videos in 31 days. This one's going to be really fun, guys. I used to make these as a teenager for gifts and things. It is so pretty. A lot of people call it a German star. I'm just going to call it a ribbon star here because I don't know if that's the technical term for it. It has lots of different names, but it is a beautiful thing to make. What you're going to need is that special ribbon that you use to wrap presents with. It's sort of plasticky versus made of fabric. It's not made of fabric. Though you could probably do this with fabric ribbon. If you try it, leave a comment below. I'd love to know if it works. Okay, so what are you going to need? You need 4 20-inch lengths of ribbon, whatever color you like. You do not need glue for this one. And a length of string, or in this case, embroidery floss to hang it on the tree with. A pair of scissors will be helpful. But other than that, that's all you need. Now, if you like this kind of video, please feel free to subscribe and definitely click like below if this is the sort of thing that you want to see on this channel. That really helps me to get a good feel of what you like, what you don't like, that sort of thing. And also feel free to leave a comment. Okay, when you've got all your ingredients together, 4 20-inch lengths of ribbon, 1 small piece of string, ideally 10 inches or so, and a pair of scissors, come and meet me back here for the tutorial. You have 4 lengths of ribbon, all 20 inches long. You're going to fold each of those lengths in half, like so, and pinch so you know where the middle is. It won't necessarily stay that way, but you definitely want to have a general idea of where the middle is. And do the same for each one. And now if you're familiar with those lanyards we used to make with that plastic cording, the rainbow loom of the 80s and 90s, we started with strings going 1 in each direction. And this is actually going to go the same way. So what I've done is, it's like it's an alligator or a crocodile with its mouth open, and it's going to eat the ribbon like that. And then once again, you've got another crocodile with its mouth open, and it eats the ribbon. The last one is going to bring it all together. So there's the end. So the 2 ends are going to go over, or like crocodile mouth, they're going to eat that ribbon, and then the 2 pieces are going to come together and go through that last hole, so that when you, just like with the lanyards in the 80s and 90s, it all interlocks. And if you pinch the bottom one between your ring finger and your thumb, and the top one between your index finger and your thumb, and then use your other fingers to sort of hold on to the other ones, you should be able to tighten it right up. Very gently pull so that you end up with a square in the middle. And never be afraid of going back and watching that again if that was confusing. All right, so we're going to start with this top. So now we've got 2 flaps here, 2 flaps here, 2 flaps here, and 2 flaps here. You're going to take that top flap or ribbon, and you're going to fold it down in a straight line, okay? And keep in mind that you're going to have to hold all of those other pieces in place while that happens because they're not locked yet. Then you're going to take the top flap of the one on the right. We're going in a clockwise motion, and you're just going to literally fold it over. And the more snug they are, the neater this is going to be in the long run. So be very careful in practice, keeping them nice and snug, but not overlapping. Then the bottom one, you guessed it, is going to go up and crease. And the top one on the left, the last one that has 2 pieces there, is going to go over the one that just went up and through the hole created by this first one and the second one overlapping it. So you just slide it in there, And as you can probably tell, what's going to happen is that it will lock the whole thing in place. And press down really well to crease it. Now we're going to work with this piece of ribbon right here, and I'm going to bend the ribbon around behind like this and very neatly and crease. So it makes a little triangle, and again it's going behind, not in front. This next one is going to, same ribbon that you used before, is going to come down and in front. So you've got a big triangle here, you've got a square there, and you've got a big stripe here. We're going to fold one on top of the other, so now we have a little triangle with a big long ribbon on top. This ribbon that went over the top has to go down inside of that, okay? And then just pull. And what will happen is that now this little triangle thing that you've created is actually tucked down inside that flap there, so it's locked in place. Now I'm going to go around and trim the very, very end of each of the ribbons so that it's a little triangle. That will help to slide into all the different spaces that they need to. And the last one, like so. Okay. So now we are going to go anti-clockwise. Actually, no, you can go clockwise. And we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did with this one, only here. Just keeping in mind that now we've got a ribbon over the top of it. So you just want to slide it into this space here, not just behind it, because it won't work. You want to go into this space. So I'll show you. You're going to fold behind so that it is in line with the ribbon's in line with the other ones. Then fold down. So there's that big triangle. And no, don't forget to pick up that flap that's come down because it's not going in there. But I'm not creasing it back either. It's going to just be held back. Now I'm sliding. Whoops, hope you can see that. I'm going to slide. This is why I made the pointed tips. I'm going to slide that pointed tip into the flap that was behind there. See how it's come out there? And pull through. And then rotate 1/4 turn clockwise. And do that same thing again. Okay, once you have folded all four, and now you have ribbons coming out of the middle on all four, you're going to flip the entire thing all the way over, upside down. And what you will probably notice is that you've now got 2 lengths of ribbon at each of these intersections that doesn't have a triangle at the end of it. One of the ribbons is in the middle of the other side, and the other ribbon is just like the other side was. So we're going to do that exact same thing again, creating more of those little triangles all the way around. So just with the top layer, make sure you're not catching up that bottom layer there. You are going to wrap behind, and once again, wrap down, making 2 45-degree angles and creating a triangle. Wrap in, and then sliding your ribbon without making any crease marks there. Slide your ribbon into that section. There you go. Turn 1/4 turn to the right, clockwise, and do the same thing again, making sure not to pick up both layers, just the top layer. And do the same thing twice more. Don't forget, avoid the bottom. There we go. So both sides now have ribbons coming out of the middle, and we've got 8 tiny triangles all the way around. Now let's do the 3-dimensional section in the middle here. Holding your ornament in the same position it was when you put the last one through, you are going to fold this top left-hand one so the one that's on the very top on the left-hand side, you're going to fold it back so that it's going off the edge and crease it. Then you're going to take that flap and slide it down into the hole that's behind this top ribbon here. See that? So you're going to slide it through, and what you'll notice, I hope you can see this, what you'll notice is that the ribbon starts to come through the middle of that triangle, which is really kind of neat. And then you're just going to pull gently until it sort of stands up at a little puff, okay? And then the next one is going to go down and behind, right, and crease. Now if you need to, you can rotate it so that you remember which way to go. So behind and up, giving that a good crease. Pull this one down, and see how I'm the one that's going up and behind? You're just going to pick it up like this and pull it just over and then slide it through. So there's no fancy twisting or anything. It's literally just up and over and through. And we'll rotate just to make it easy on you. You don't have to, once you get a whole bunch of these down, you won't have to rotate it, but so you bend it to the back, making it nice and creased. Bring this ribbon down just to hold, not to crease, and lift it up and over and pop it through, and then gently and snugly pull it taut. And rotate again, and one more time. Now this time, this one's already been folded, so there isn't anything to lift up. You're just going to slide it behind that one, and it should come out here. And there you go, one side finished. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. And through. Now make sure you like the shape of all of these little points that you've got in the middle. I'm okay with them. You know, if they're bent at all, just pop them into place. Just in the shape that you like. And when you finish that, oops, that one's popped out. There we go. When you finish that, go in with your scissors and trim the ends. Now, you want to be very gentle when you're trimming those ends, because you do not want to cut into the folded pieces of these triangles, because if you do, it'll actually fall apart. It cuts into an important section there. So if you've pulled this a little bit snug, that's okay, because then you can slide it back in a little bit. But it should stay put without glue or double-sided tape or anything like that. So that's kind of exciting. Usually you need double-sided tape for all of that. Now you've got a couple of options for the string. I'll show you what I did, but I'll also give you a couple of ideas here. It's staticky. Okay, so what I've done with this one that I showed you at the beginning is I've actually taken a 1/16 of an inch hole punch and then just took a tapestry needle, threaded the embroidery floss on it, and just threaded it through. You could do the same with a sharp needle, though be careful because this stuff tends to split vertically, so it may not make the nicest hole. The other option is to actually glue a string in there, or an ornament hanger into one of the spaces, especially like into one of the triangular spaces, because as you know, it goes right down into here, so that's a good anchor point. It's totally up to you. It all depends on the look you want, but when all is said and done, you have a really beautiful decoration. I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for Daily December Day 10 tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Take care.